This is a tutorial for scoring and graphing the QABF, created by Mattson and Vollmer in 1995. The QABF, or Questions About Behavior Function, is an indirect functional assessment, basically a guided interview that can point you in the direction of a possible function for a client's behavior. It uses a 0 through 3 Likert scale, with 0 meaning never, 1 meaning rarely, 2 meaning sometimes, and 3 meaning often. X is marked if the question does not apply. The QABF has 25 items that break down into 5 items per subscale, with categories for attention, escape, non-social, physical, and tangible. After conducting the QABF, you can score it by moving the ranking for each item to the corresponding column and adding the totals together. If you're using the version of the QABF with a built-in graph space, you'll do the same thing, but with a few more steps. You'll note that there are 10 columns on the x-axis instead of 5. For each category, there is an endorsement subscale, meaning there was a report of any occurrences for that item, regardless of if it was rarely, sometimes, or often. And there's also a frequency subscale, meaning that the ranking of rarely, sometimes, or often is taken into account. To score and graph, first begin with the severity column for each subscale, and move the ranking for each item to the corresponding column and add the totals together, just like you would do if you were using the other version of the QABF. Then move to the endorsement column and look at the corresponding item. If X or 0 was marked, you can write no on the corresponding line. If, however, that item was endorsed at all, whether with a 1, 2, or 3, you can write yes on the corresponding line. Then add up your yeses. You can then add bars to the graph for a quick visual display for analysis.